Welcome to the NEA Big Read Irving. NEA Big Read is a program of the National Endowment for the Arts in partnership with Arts Midwest. As a community, we are reading A Small Story About the Sky by poet Alberto Rios to inspire creativity and learn about poetry, the desert Southwest, and the Hispanic culture. This video series features 3 North Texas artists who have created work inspired by poetry from the book. The videos were made possible through a partnership with Dallas College North Lake Campus and Bluebonnet Art and Craft Group. The poetry of Alberto Rios, Arizona's first poet laureate, has been featured in film, set to music, and included in more than 300 national and international anthologies. A Small Story About the Sky is Alberto Rios' 13th book of poems. When giving is all we have. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big, though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn and the pages too, but we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue, and I gave you yellow. Together, we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together, we made something greater from the difference.
Hello, my name is Jose Angel Hernandez, and I am a conceptual artist. I want to start by thanking NEA Big Read, Irving Public Library, Texas Bluebonnet Art Group, and Dallas College North Lake Campus for giving me this opportunity to create some art and to talk about art. I want to start by defining what is conceptual art. Well, back in 1917, an artist by the name of Marcel Duchamp decided to take a bathroom fixture and put it in an art gallery and called it art. The visual arts objective is to get people to look at the artwork. And Duchamp did accomplish this. As a conceptual artist, I feel I have evolved from what Duchamp did back in 1917. So my conceptual art within a style is called 3D mixed media. I use found, recycled, repurposed elements, and I added to the surface of my work to enhance the purpose. And the purpose of conceptual art is really to tell a story, to share a message, to communicate. And this is what I'm trying to do within this project. Alberto Rios is an excellent writer. His writing lets you paint a picture of reality, of life. Now, some of his poetry is pretty deep. To be honest with you, me finding the root purpose sometimes is challenging, but for the most part, his writing makes it very, very easy to paint a picture of what he's trying to communicate. Every time you are challenged as an artist to create based on a theme becomes a challenge. But that challenge opens the door to exploration on how you can convert those words to represent those words with visual art. The work I selected is titled When Giving is All You Have. I think this is the essence of goodness within people. It's more important to give than to receive. This poem truly painted a picture in my mind of giving. And that is good, especially in the times that we are living. 2020 was a pretty difficult year. From the pandemic, the social uprising, the inequality got me thinking of what's happening. My interpretation of what's happening is you have one group, one race, with two eyes, with their vision of their life and what they're seeing. On the other side, you have another group or another race with two eyes with their vision. What I did with my artwork, I took these two visions, these four eyes, and I merged them so both figures are sharing one eye. I call this the oneness in duality. If we could all share a vision, sure, you may have other visions, other perceptions, but if we could find that one eye where we're sharing, where we're actually relating from one particular perspective, I think that's a good thing. That concept kind of like migrated it into this artwork from a different perspective. From the perspective, okay, I don't have $1 million, but what can I share with you? What could be the common shared vision? And that would be giving and giving from the heart. As the title says, when giving is all we have. When I paint, I think of people. I try to make my figures as neutral as possible. It should be subject to interpretation. Some people may see two females. Some people may see a male and a female figure. I don't define that, and I will never define that. But the other beauty of art is when people truly could connect with your artwork and find their own meaning within the artwork. I added three-dimensional elements to this artwork. Some of the three-dimensional elements that I added was two hearts. But if you notice, they are inside a picture frame. This is the giving part and is representative of goodness, of sharing, of understanding, and one of the most powerful words, love. In the background, I started with the color white. The color white is representative of pureness. So it's pretty neutral. But my symbolism represents outside influences. And it makes no difference who you are. There's a world around you that has a lot of influences. Now, these influences could be positive or they could be negative. They're out there. In the artwork, I don't define whether they are positive or they are negative. I think some of them are positive, and I think some of them are negative. From a visual point of view, I basically focus with the actual shape using primary colors, and the inner object, which is metallic, I use a complementary color. If you know about colors, in the wheel you have the three primary colors, and directly across you have the secondary color, which is technically called the complementary color. But they are in opposite position. So within the shape, I included in the center of each shape, which is primary colors, the complementary color, which is a contradiction. It is a message in itself. What could it be? Well, I don't really have the answer to that. Like I said, when I create, most important, besides the satisfaction of creating, is the interpretation of the work. What does it mean to the collector? What does it mean to the viewer? And it may mean different things for different people, and that's okay. I also want to add that within the composition, Alberto Rios talks about colors. He talks about blue, he talks about yellow. But when you mix blue and yellow, you get green. So part of my composition included green. It's at the very top in that symbol, but it's also the shared shirt within the two figures on the painting. But the collar for the figure, the short hair one, is blue, the long hair one is yellow. Together, they make green.
On waking, if waking. The young man in the next room is waking, but not easily, laying low by the slow strain of lifting too much in the workplace of dream, whether in darkness or in the dream that day itself is, day before, day ahead, the falling back down loudly of him with it, loud even on the cushioned mattress. He wants to get up, and tries to get up, and tries again, habit by now, a third time. The world, however, pets him. It soothes and makes him the dog of the house instead of the boy. It is no insult. Today, I am the agent of his rising, the timekeeper my father was, timekeeper now to my own son, the perverse joke of tick-tock, when I am the alarm clock that the alarm clock on the table refuses to be. Today I will tell him, it's time to get up. So simple. I say it every day, and every day I mean it. But I feel its weight as well, the way I am saying, get up, because I know I am saying, get up, son, for us all. Wear us for your clothing, and comb us, and keep and care for us. I pretend not to hear any of this that I'm thinking, hoping he has slept through it. My words a message from too many and too much. Let him be groggy, I think. But let it be the fourth time that finally works and gets him up. Let him be out the door before the echo of those words find him.
My first thought when I read this poem was the title. I was intrigued by the title. The title says, On Waking, period, if waking. The fact that the work is about waking up, first part. Second part, if waking up suggested that there is uncertainty whether the person is going to wake up or not. It was questionable. And reading further, I've noticed immediately a struggle. When I read the word struggle, I dove deeper into the words. And there's two main characters and a third character that's kind of mentioned, but there's two main characters. One character seems to be the adult or the authority figure within the written words. The second character seems to be an adolescent, a younger person. This I'm calling that generation gap. And I saw one character, the authority figure, as being a baby boomer. And I saw the secondary character, the adolescent, as being Generation X, Y, or Z, with a different set of priorities. This struggle, these differences, this gap between generation has always existed. This composition, like I said, it has two main figures. As a 3D mixed media artist, I try to tell this story, the message that I'm communicating, with the authority figure kind of like in the background and the upper part of the frame of the painting. This authority figure has a mindset, and using my 3D elements, I try to interpret what is that mindset. That mindset is representative of a calculator, of recognizing the fact that in their mind it's important to learn numbers. It's got a pencil. That pencil is representative of education, language. It's got three different letters in their mind, in the mind of the adult figure. One being ABC, kind of like representative of fundamental language skills. The other one is TQM, which is representative of total quality management. So the entire focus of the adult figure is from doing the right thing, from developing the skills that in his mind are important to succeed in life. If we look at what's representative in the adolescent, you have a computer screen. You have some keys that reference virtual reality to computers, to smartphones, gaming. So the entire focus of one is focused on what's happening today, all the tools that we have electronically, and that's coming from the adolescent, when the adult or the authority figure is mostly focused on education, on development, kind of like an old school mentality that should be your top priority. So adulting is actually the title of the work. And really, adulting is a phrase or a word that the younger generation use to describe the behaviors of the adults, of the authority figures, of the boss. And it continues with other words that I mix from the perspective of the adolescent and the perspective of the authority figures. For example, I have goals. The adult clearly wants to have clear goals. It talks about competency, developing the skills you need to be successful. It talks about solid deliverables, which is related to the goals. It talks about education, and it talks about developing and training. This is also symbolic in the fact that the adult figure has a whistle, which suggests coaching. There's a lot of discipline in coaching. So the whole focus of the adult, it's really on doing the right thing to be successful. If we look at the adolescent, what's in his mind is the virtual reality, the memes, TikTok, gaming, the importance of selfies, the importance of Instagram, that social connection is the top priority. I want to illustrate visually the gap with the objective that we could actually find ways to decrease the gap, to find some common understanding. It's kind of like meeting me halfway. We both have the rights to think the way we think, live the times that we are living. I think in art, it's very well said when Edgar Degas said, "It is not what you see as an artist. It is really what you could get other people to see in your work." I am hoping that this work opens up our mind to truly, truly recognize these gaps. Work, both sides, meeting halfway, and finding the happy medium where we both feel satisfied. The younger generation, the older generation. And I think if we work in harmony, that's going to be beneficial for both sides. And like I said, this is happening today. This happened in the past. This will always happen. People's priorities change based on what we're living at the current time. I want to end again by thanking NEA Big Read for their mission in helping educate our younger people. I want to thank Irvine Public Library for their initiative. I want to thank Texas Bluebonnet Art Group for giving me this opportunity, for recommending me as one of the artists. I also want to thank Dallas College, the North Lake campus, which is behind the production of this work. I truly, truly am honored to have been part of this. I want to close with an exercise. Viewers, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to think of what you see. Now I want you to open your eyes and tell me, what do you see? First, when you had your eyes closed, in comparison to having your eyes open. When your eyes were closed, all you saw was darkness. When you opened your eyes, you were aware of the light. You were aware of the shades. You were aware of the cast shadow on other objects, all the shapes around you, all the different colors. That is being alive. Like life, art is life. Why? It captures a moment that includes the light, the cast shadow, the shaded area, the shapes, the colors. To feel alive, you need to observe and appreciate the lights and the shadows. That's what art is all about. Art makes our world a better place to live. Thank you.